You're watching Global News Morning.
Welcome back. Monday morning. Not much to talk about from the actual game last night unless you're a Patriots fan. But when you get into work this morning, you'll likely be talking about some of those Super Bowl ads that you saw. This year, CBS charged north of $5 million. Wow. $5 million for a 30-second spot, and for the third year in a row here in Canada, we got to watch it all. Those much talked about American ads as well, with a couple of cameos from Canadians too. We welcome in Mel Henniger, who is a creative consultant with National Public Relations here in Halifax. Good morning, Mel.
Hi.
You know a thing or two about some of these ads, huh?
Well, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll find out.
What did you think of the game last night?
To be honest, I'm not much of a football fan, but even I kind of knew that it was a bit of a snooze.
Yeah.
But the ads are really interesting. So lots of really interesting things there to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Before we dive into some of the hits and misses that you had for 2019, I guess we are now, was there an overall theme that you saw from some of these ads last night from a PR perspective?
Yeah, totally. I think robots. You mentioned robots, or that was a big one. Lots with that. Celebrity cameos. I think that's always sort of par for the course when it comes to these kinds of things. But it seemed like maybe more so this year than in previous. And then nostalgia. I think the 90s are back, baby.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
It was really interesting to see some of the ads with big players from the 90s sort of back in action, playing on that nostalgia.
Well, there's lots to get into here. I mean, there's about 100 ads that we saw last night, but some of the ones that you considered hits were the ones that I saw before halftime, too, the lucrative first quarter spots. We'll start with Pepsi. This was Steve Carell, Little John, Cardi B, all those guys were in there. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, so Pepsi had a couple of gaffes, we'll say, previously. So it's nice to see them back with some things so strong and interesting. The insight here is so wonderful and so simple. Is Pepsi okay?
Right.
How many times you've been in a restaurant, you've ordered a Coke, the waiter says, "Is Pepsi okay?" Rather than taking that and making it a negative, they've done a really great job with this one of turning that into a positive and making it work for them in a really interesting way.
And the good playoff with Steve Carell and Cardi B at the end there.
Yeah, the catchphrases, right? Yeah, that was really well done.
You mentioned nostalgia, 90s, the Backstreet Boys. They just released a new record last week, and oh, here they are in a Super Bowl ad this week.
Yeah. So again, just a really kind of interesting mashup. Really beautifully shot. You know, the part on the tarmac with the airplanes and stuff like that. Like, that was really interesting. And then getting these guys back doing their thing, still dancing in formation, wearing matching outfits all these years later. But just capitalizing on that 90s nostalgia was really interesting.
I missed the point of why they were in the video. Are they spiced up the Doritos or something with Chance the Rapper?
I'm not sure.
I was like, after watching it, I was like, wait a second.
It's just it's sort of entertainment's sake, I think, is the point of having them in there. But
and playing to nostalgia too. Sarah Michelle Gellar came back in one of her classic roles. The slasher films with the Olay commercial, right? Yeah,
Killer Skin. They released teasers sort of prior to the actual broadcast, and it was interesting to see sort of what they ended up doing with that. And it was funny, you know, sort of nodding to her heritage as a 90s Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, so it was really interesting to see them do that.
And of course, with the technology of the facial recognition, doesn't work because their skin is so good now with Olay.
And she looks great. So she's been at it for a while. So it was really interesting.
We both talked before they came up here that Bud Light did a good job. Some of their commercials, the corn syrup one, I thought was probably the funniest of the night. But you're saying the Budweiser kind of missed the mark for you.
Yeah, I think the Master Budweiser brand was a bit of a snooze for me.
Right, the wind farm?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see a really big brand really staking their claim in alternative energy. I think that was really interesting.
Yeah.
But the ad overall, I mean, in previous years, like, brought me to tears, you know?
Right.
It's very nostalgic and
Golden
very
Retriever
patriotic.
pup
Yeah, and Clydesdales and all of that. But this year, for me, it was just it was a bit of a miss. But I think Bud Light really is the one that that stole the show
Yeah.
from the beer brands.
So Anheuser-Busch still wins, I guess, in that
Yeah,
regard.
yeah.
They did have Bob Dylan in the soundtrack for this
know,
commercial. I'm
but
not sure
it
how much
just-
they paid Bobby for
it's-
that one, but I did like that part.
Still felt like a weird. It felt like a weird choice for me.
Okay, 2 more left back to back. We'll roll both these done back to back. Colgate, the Close Talker with Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
I missed this one.
It's been done. You know, I saw a tweet this morning like leave the Seinfeld humor to Seinfeld.
Right.
You know, it just didn't really land for me in a way for a big brand like that could get anybody. It just
Didn't work.
not so much.
And Expensify, which I didn't even really know what Expensify was. I guess it's a way to track your receipts or something with your smartphone. But this was all kinds of things happening in this one.
Yeah, again, just a bit of a tired trope here. Like nerdy finance guy tries to be cool with hip hop, you know, artists and stuff like that, and it was all just a little.
Yeah.
Just been done. It's just a bit of a weird choice. Adam Scott, but
So lackluster game, lackluster halftime show, but some of the Super Bowl ads may have saved some of the entertainment value for you in this one.
yeah, I think so. There was definitely some really interesting stuff, and it'll be interesting to see how it kind of plays out with in the awards season too.
Yeah,
when that
exactly.
rolls around in June. So.
You can bet people are going to be talking about it at the water cooler today. There's no doubt about that. Mel, thanks for your time this morning.
Oh, no worries. Thanks.
If you want to weigh in, find out more about the Super Bowl ads, the game itself, we've got all kinds of information at globalnews.ca. And let us know on our Facebook pages some of the ads that you liked and didn't like, globalnews.ca/Halifax. We will get the break, come back with more after this. Stay with us. Good morning.